Alright, Skip, back for another Skip Scoop on a Monday this week. We found time to get it in, and let's talk about what happened this past week.
Well, we finally had our home opener, albeit it was one of the craziest ones I've ever been involved with. Our home opener actually involved us being the visitor. It was over a two-day span. We played Evansville. The game got suspended on the Saturday, which brought it back here on Sunday, so we were the visitor. Covered 130 miles being the home team. I don't get that, but you know what? It was all good in the end because we had an exciting win in 10 innings, another extra inning game for the Hoosiers, but all was good on the win. We weren't so lucky the second game. We fell the second game in our real home opener, I guess. But given the events of the day, the past couple of days, all in all, good weekend of baseball.
Yeah, and Skip, they also picked up a victory at Ball State early in the week. So 2 out of 3, not so bad, but some very good individual performances and some guys getting some awards.
Yeah, I mean, Drew Leninger was outstanding at Ball State. Went 7 scoreless innings and really held us in there and did a fantastic job. And as you said, we had some unbelievable individual performances, and it's really nice when our kids get recognized. I mean, Micah Johnson was recognized recently, actually today, as the Big Ten Player of the Week for his job this week, in addition to Dustin Muth was recognized as the Big Ten Freshman of the Week. So pretty good week for the Hoosiers in terms of Big Ten Conference awards.
Yeah, not a bad week at all when you win 2 out of 3 of the conference awards. A lot of questions of the week this week, so let's get into it quickly as we got quite a few of them.
Yep, I'll tell you, this one comes from Ross from Poway. That seems to be a common theme every week, but keep them coming. Are there no archived broadcasts for those of us who enjoy listening after work or have a HPB listening live this year? I'll tell you what, Ross, check the screen. I know we have a site you can go back and grab all the archived audio of the games, and we'll run that across the screen for you. But appreciate your question. Scott from Dartown, I think this is Scott, has written in again. When you made a trip to the mound at the bottom of the 10th with 2 outs, up by 1 and runners on second and third, what was the conversation like? I think you're referring to yesterday, Scott, when they hit the double that actually bounced over the wall. It was kind of funny because I walked out and all I said was, boy, luck is finally turning our way, because that double bouncing over the wall actually prohibited the tying run from crossing the plate, and really was going to be a gimme triple for them. So it was a lucky bounce for the Hoosiers, and we just kind of laughed out on the mound and said, let's get this last out and capitalize on that luck. So great question there. This comes from Jeff from Wolcott, Indiana. Along with the new bat rule, I've read that the NCAA has added a speed-up rule not only for between pitches, but also between innings. I was wondering if the rule has been carried through by the umpires and what your opinion of the rule is. You know, they actually have had a clock. We were at Tennessee. They actually had a clock on the scoreboard. But it's really never been an issue for most of the teams in the North anyway. So they are enforcing it, and we've been abiding by it, and it's really been a good thing for college baseball, so I like it. So thank you for the question. This next question comes from Brad from Bloomington. How many games does the NCAA allow teams to play in a year? The answer to that is 56. Everybody is allowed 56. That does not count all the postseason play. So for us, Big Ten tournament, NCAA tournament, all would be in addition to that. But everybody can play up to 56 games. Great question. And a footnote with that, Brad, is we got to jam all of our 56 games in a relatively short amount of time with the weather up here. So, but good question. This comes from Joe from Bloomington. What is the Big Ten planning to do with scheduling next year when Nebraska joins the conference, forming an odd number baseball league? I believe, Joe, the things I don't think anything's been settled yet, but the things I've been hearing, they're going to probably have 2 rotational bases, 2 teams each year that you will not play. But I still think the Big Ten is kicking that around. We're not going to go to divisional play, I don't believe, like in football, basketball, but it will be more of a just 2 teams that you will not play. Thank you for your question. This comes from Colleen in Lafayette. You may have covered this. Says she doesn't watch every show. I guess we need you to start watching every show. But where did you get the name Skip, for those of us that have always known you as Smitty? Pretty good question, because I do get that question all the time. Skip comes from basically a lot in pro ball, like the skipper of the program, or like think of it in the ship, the skipper of the ship. I am the skipper of the Indiana baseball program, so people shorten it and go with Skip. So that is how that came to be. Last question. This comes from Peter from Bloomington. As a member of the Greek system, I was wondering if you could comment on TC Knipp and his involvement with the Greek organization while playing baseball for Indiana. I'll tell you what, Peter, I thought what would be better than me answering that, we would ask the source himself, Mr. T.C. Knipp. So come with us and take a look at this, and we'll see if we can't get the answer straight from T.C. I'm here with Max. Right now, Max, we're looking for T.C. Knipp. Do you have any idea where T.C. might be?
I think he might be inside here.
He wouldn't be a class.
I'm not sure.
Okay, so this is the Fiji house.
Fiji house.
We're going to go find T.C. right now. Thanks, Max. All right. Okay, we're still on the hunt for T.C. We've looked in the lower levels. We still haven't found him yet. We think we have him located on the upper levels. So let's take, just as we wind our way down the hallway, we have some interesting things. We have our home cable system. We have our pool toy. I'm sure we have someone who also knows T.C. Knipp. Right? Yeah. What can you tell me before we find T.C.? Just a little secret about T.C.
Well, T.C. I'm trying to think. T.C.'s pretty, he's pretty calm. Pretty calm guy. Baseball is obviously number one.
And he translates that on the baseball field.
Oh, absolutely.
And
he's a switch hitter.
And this is?
Peter.
Peter, that's right. Yeah, hey, switch it now.
You got to answer my question now.
Peter, we got you.
Okay.
This is Peter.
That's not my question now.
It isn't?
Well, it is, but
this is Peter. Really. How about that? We run into Peter. This was happen chance real world.
So I'm always watching Coach's Corner. I'm always checking it out.
Well, we're gonna go find TC right now. Your question
Good,
brought
beautiful.
this out right here. Make sure. All right, Peter. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Make sure we don't trip over the chicken bone. Kyle, we have found all kinds of stuff here. Let's.
Hello.
Here we go. Looky here.
Hey.
TC, oh my goodness. All right, TC, we have a question of the week from Peter from Bloomington. He just wants to know if your involvement in the Greek organization while playing baseball, also your emergence as a contributor from walk-on to a superstar. Yeah. So can you comment a little bit, and I'll just kind of sit right here. Can you comment a little bit about your experience in the Greek system in Indiana?
Yeah, it's definitely a challenge. Can't partake in everything, but it was kind of my second plan if baseball didn't work out. Came here as a walk-on and enjoyed it ever since, and this year's been fun so far.
Being a part of the Greek system, do you have any secret handshakes or anything?
Yeah, you want to see it?
Do we have one?
There you go. That's it. Did you guys get it?
That's it. Let's do it again. So when I come up to you,
just right there.
All right. Now, we did have from the office, Coach Greenspan wanted to know, is there a Fiji anthem?
A Fiji anthem? Not particularly, because if I were to tell you, we'd have to cut it out.
Really?
It's very true.
Is it that bad? Or is it secret?
It's secrecy.
Okay. Now, we've not made a trip to the Fiji house ever before, and what we were hoping to do is maybe find out why we haven't seen as many of the guys out to the games in the past. Can we maybe call them out today and get them out to the games?
That would be perfectly fine with me. Hopefully Bloomington will have some great weather coming up. Get out to the party porch and supporting the Hoosiers.
All right. And we also there was a question for the office. Do you have any brands or tattoos on your body that would signify?
I do not have any brands or tattoos, no.
Do you have a nickname in the house that maybe we could refer to you as?
My nickname is Sizzle. So there's not really a particular story, but it is Sizzle. So
Sizzle.
Feel free to holler.
And my last question would be, do you have a paddle?
A paddle? I do not have a paddle yet.
What does a paddle mean? Explain it for those of the people that maybe don't understand the Greek.
Paddle's just kind of a fraternity paddle with your pledge class. It has all your pledge class members on there.
Do you get it at the end?
Yeah.
You get it at the end.
So it's coming.
I think probably one of the things that we'd like to highlight, Kyle, are the multiple uniforms that TC has to wear, not only of being a member of the fraternity, but also the Indiana baseball. So if we could maybe highlight one of those, your fraternity uniforms.
See what we can find out.
TC, looks like you digged it in the closet. This your official fraternity uniform?
I pretty much rock it every day, got the hat, looking fresh, got the polo, country club polo, got my sweater, go to the golf course, hit the links. Then we got the khakis. I can be casual or business-like, and we got to finish it off with my penny loafers, money.
All right, TC, into the second uniform, your baseball uniform.
Yeah, first off, got my hat up here, hat, sunglasses, blocking the sun, moving to my jersey, My boy Ted Kluszewski's going sleeveless, aka Knipp Lambert Combine Workout. Wearing IU proudly across my chest. Got my pants tight for the sorority girls, loose for stealing bags. Finishing with my shoes, Adidas contract, light on my feet, stealing bases, tracking balls.
So again, thank you for all the questions. Those are awesome questions, and keep them rolling. As we started a week or so ago with our new segment with the pictures of the week, we have a couple submissions here. This one comes from Joanna. Joanna, she sent us a picture here in a recent time in the Dominican. That's a very good theme for us, as we'll be taking the IU baseball team to the Dominican next fall. But you can see Joanna standing there in the actual Dominican Republic in her IU baseball gear. Thank you for that photo, Joanna. And this also comes from Ross. This is a great picture. I love this because this shows one of our very own, Alex Dickerson, his mother Carol, and his grandfather Howard Dickerson. And Howard, the interesting fact here, Howard is a World War II Battle of Midway and Guadalcanal veteran. And Ross is claiming that Howard is by far the oldest IU baseball fan at 92. I hope we get some challenges to that. But a great photo there, and appreciate you sending that in. But keep those photos coming. We'd love to display those.
And another thing to touch on quickly, Skip, before we get going this week, a couple of midweek games we picked up. Why don't you talk about those?
We got, good buddy of mine, Todd Aslan, bringing Northern Kentucky in town Tuesday. That game will be 3 o'clock. And also Wednesday, former IU assistant Ted Tom bringing the Shawnee State team over. And we've been under schedule, and actually we're still, going back to the question earlier, the 56 games, we're still one under, so we may try to add another one in the future. But we have those two quality opponents this week, and looking forward to a good midweek of baseball. And again, appreciate everybody joining us each week on Skip Scoop, and hope to see you next week.